Hey, how's everyone doing? My name is Christopher Harris. I am the pastor and head mentor of Grains of Sand Ministries. And we are local here in Louisville, Kentucky. We have a lot of different work that we do. We will be having an upcoming formal in-person event at some point. But as for now, we do recordings and put the broadcast out for people to hear and see, and hoping that it is a blessing to you. We do have our YouTube channel. It is at Chris Harris 517. And in the YouTube, you'll see that in the description there. I encourage you to share this video with someone if you found it being a blessing to you. We are in our season one, The Nature of God. This is episode 14 episodes. Wow. If you haven't heard any of these episodes, wow, I encourage you to go back to the first one and start there, because this whole season is about the nature of God. Okay, so we're going to go into this here, and I'm going to say this here, and I want you to say this after me, if you would, okay? This is just to prime the pump and to get you really thinking about who you are in Christ. Last week, what we talked about, we dealt with being born from an incorruptible seed. And from that, today, what I'm going to tell you is that all that you need is in the seed. Everything that you are is in the seed. It comes from within the seed. It's not somewhere outside of you. It's not somewhere on an external place. It is on an internal place. Why do I say this? Glad you asked that. I'm going to shift gears a bit here. In Genesis 1, let's go there in Genesis, okay? I'm going to be using the NASB. And in Genesis 1, right here, verse 9, then God said, let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. Watch this. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God. Now I'm going to use that. God, understand that when you see God, that is a title. It's like I am a father and I am a husband. Okay. But that is my title. That is not my name. Okay. See, if you didn't know my name and know what was connected to my name, me as a person, then you would only know, oh, he's a husband and he's a father. You would have what the law may set out. Like on court records, they would say, oh, well, he's married and he's a father, but they don't really know me. But if I mention my name to my peers, my friends, my family, they connect my name to who I am, because they say that is who he is. So instead of saying God, I'm going to read these passages, but use the name of God, who is Yahweh Elohim. What does that mean? Yahweh Elohim means self-existent one of authority and power. Now, you may ask, why is that important? I'm glad you asked. I'm getting ready to tell you. So here it goes. Verse 10, let me read that again. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees on the earth. Watch this, bearing fruit after their own kind, with seed in them, and it was so. The earth, verse 12, brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed after their kind, and trees bearing fruit with seed in them after their kind. And Yahweh Elohim saw that it was good. There was evening and there was morning, a third day. Wow. What is this talking about? Because here's the thing. The ground did not plant the seed in itself. Uh-oh. No, a farmer has to plant the seeds in the ground. The ground doesn't get the seed and plant it in itself. The farmer has to plant the seeds in the ground. Likewise, Adam is actually not the first man's name. Adam has to do with a particular race. It's like a class of being, the family of Adams. Kind of sounds funny, but let me show you something, okay? I believe it's in Colossians. I'm going to go there. Forgive me if I don't get it just right. Okay, Colossians chapter, I believe it is chapter 3. I believe it is. Okay. So, all right, watch this. So I'm trying to find this here. Stay with me. Please stay with me. Oh, let's Google this. Family. You would do that. Let's try it again, guys. Here we go. It's Ephesians. I do apologize. Okay. So Ephesians chapter 3. I'm going to show you something here. Thank you for staying with me. If you didn't blank out on me on that awkward silence there for a minute while my music's playing there. Okay. Ephesians chapter 3 says this. And let me back up a few verses. Verse 14. For this reason I bow my knees before the Father. Verse 15. From whom every or the whole family in heaven and on earth derives its name. What? The whole family or every family in heaven and on earth derives its name from where? The Father, Yahweh Elohim. Now, Father implies place of origin where that one comes from. In case you're wondering what this is talking about, as far as creation is concerned, the whole family is named in heaven and earth. Let me help you with that. In John 1, I do know this one, I use this one a lot. John 1, verse 3 says this, all things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. So anything that has come to be has come through this him person. Who's the him? Let me give you a hint. Verse 14 tells you, it blows it out of the water. And the word, the him, became flesh and dwelt among us. The him is Jesus. The him is the word. The him is the Son of God. The him is Yeshua, who took on the name of Yahweh Elohim as his own and walked this out in the earth. This is what happened. In fact, in Colossians, it says it pleased the Father for the Godhead, the fullness of God, to dwell in Jesus bodily. That means it was a good fit. It was great for this to happen. Now let me jump back here to Genesis. All right. Wow. So we read earlier that seeds recreate after their own kind. So if you have an apple tree is going to have apples on it, and it's going to have apple seeds in it. The apples are not going to have orange seeds in it, and the oranges are not going to have apple seeds in it. You're not going to go up to an orange tree and pick an apple. Likewise, you're not going to go up to an apple tree and pick an orange. You go up to an apple tree, you're getting apples. You go up to an orange tree, you're getting oranges, and so on and so forth. Likewise, every seed reproduces after its own kind. And as we read last week in 1 Peter 1:23, that you have been born of incorruptible seed. Now let's find out what this is talking about. Genesis 1:26 says this: Yahweh Elohim created mankind in his own image. In the image of Yahweh Elohim, he created them, male and female, he created them. So male and female were created after the image of Yahweh Elohim. The very likeness of Yahweh Elohim dwelt and was embodied within, watch this now, the male, and watch this, equally the female. Let me say that again for those in the back to hear it. The spirit of Yahweh Elohim dwelt equally within the man and the woman. This means the woman did not get a lesser Yahweh Elohim. I hate to burst some people's theological bubble here, but listen, if you have been told that it is your position to be subservient and you will only have your identity by submitting to someone over you and them telling you what to do, run. That is un-Christ-like and un-Christ-like, period. Now, what I just said may not be popular, but what I did say is Christ-like. Okay? See, okay. Let's park right here for a minute. I'm going to read this again. Verse 27. And in fact, if I'm looking at this right, I'm going to go to my eSword here. Trusty eSword. It is free. You can go there. Okay. Here we go. Let us make, yes, when it says man, it says Adam, okay? Adam means it's a name of a family. It's like we have the reptile family, the bird family, you know, so on and so forth. I may not be getting all that right, but here's the thing. It is a family and a race, and it is the race of the Adams. Not Adam as the man's name, Adam as the race. He said, what was the man's name? Yahweh Elohim. You said, what? Listen, this is what we don't get and understand in our westernized understanding and context of Scripture. When it says, and Yahweh Elohim said, let us make Adams in our image, after our likeness, what that means is that Yahweh Elohim took the name of himself, of the Spirit, and placed that upon the male and the female equally. Listen, the Spirit of God did not take a little piece of himself, let me shave off here, and then when I make the woman, I'm going to give her a little bit less. It's not what happened. Okay. And in eSword, I was looking up right there the ancient Hebrew word for man. And it is Adam, okay? So let's go back into this, okay? Verse 28 says this, Yahweh Elohim blessed them, and Yahweh Elohim said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. I want you to notice here that, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This, what I'm getting ready to share with you, I learned from a very good friend of mine, Zane Pierre, okay? And each family in earth is compartmentalized into its own zone. Like the fish have to stay in the water. If the fish come out of its zone, the fish die. The birds that fly in the air can't go and swim underwater like the dolphin and the other fish. It'll die. Yeah, it may be able to land in water, but it's not going to swim in the water like a fish does. And then you have land animals that shouldn't be up in the air nor in the water, living per se. They have their own zone. But right here, when it says God blessed them, and Yahweh Elohim said, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. So the word fill, it means a continuation of segments which fill the whole. Okay? A continuation of segments which fill the whole. Fill up everything. Fill it. What are they filling the earth with? Let's read it again. And subdue it and rule over the fish of the sea. The atoms can go into the sea. Over the birds of the air can go into the air. And over every living thing that moves on the earth and can go into the earth. That's what gives you dominion. You're able to cross different zones. Now, Jesus walked on water, walked on land, and ascended into the heavens, claiming authority over all three zones. Okay? Let's go back to our verse here, 27. Yahweh Elohim created atoms in his own image, or in the image of the Spirit. In the image of Yahweh Elohim, he created him. Male and female, he created them. In whose image? The image of Yahweh Elohim. The likeness of Yahweh Elohim. Again, Yahweh Elohim did not take a lesser part of himself and give it to the female. I don't know why I'm hitting on this right now, but somebody needs to hear this. Let me go further and say this, okay? If one is in a country, let's just say America, for instance, okay? Our country, or the country I'm in anyway, okay? And if some other country, ruling or country that, their own country, if they were to come and want to rule over this country, it would be a fight. Why? Because two heads trying to rule over each other doesn't work. But here's what you can do. There is agreement. And I'm going to say this. True submission is agreement. I'm going to say that again. Because see here, we have two people here created that both carry the spirit of Yahweh Elohim. How are they going to coexist together without a fight? Oh, let me guess. I guess you think, well, woman, you need to get over there and do this. No. And you're reading it wrong in the New Testament when you read Adam was formed first and then the woman and da-da-da-da-da. You're missing that. Doesn't mean what you think it does. So these two made after the image of Yahweh Elohim, they would have agreed with one another. Like a body, actually. Like my body's not in conflict with each other, with itself. Like I'm moving right now, and it's taking its cues from my head. But yet, it's in unison. It's at peace. It's not this thing where I want to do this. I want to do that. My feet aren't coming up here. Hey, I need to be seen. I need to be the head. And my head isn't saying, I want to rest down here with the feet. It's not happening. So, what do I mean by this? Is that Yahweh Elohim, the self-existent one of authority and power, the man distinctively and the woman distinctively both had the same spirit, and yet there was no argument or fight. Let me say this. The Father, Son, and Spirit. There's not a lesser anything between them. It's not. It is unity and oneness, and it is submission by agreement, not lording over each other, and you better do what I say whether you like it or not. No. Come, let us reason together. Behold, it is written in the volume of your book, to do your will. A body you have prepared for me. There is agreement before the foundation of the world. I agree to this. Not, I'm going to make you do this. No, there is agreement to that. That's how that works. I don't know why people have a problem with believing that. But again, made in the same image and likeness. Now you say, yes, mankind was formed first of the dust of the ground. But let me ask you something. If you are the first one there, then it is your responsibility to train, equip, and teach one so that they can do what you do and even better is the point. And you to capitalize on their gifts and talents. It's the way this works. If they, listen, I trained a lot of people where I work at. And if people come in and I expect them to do what I do without training, that's not fair to them. Just putting it out there. So before you go blaming and beating up the woman, you need to back up several steps. Okay? Okay. Let me hold it right there. Because you and me and the person that you see next to you in your home, on your job, are made after the similitude and likeness of Yahweh Elohim. And it is your responsibility to help them to discover that their place of origin is rooted in Yahweh Elohim, and that they can walk that out. If you're already walking it out, you should have somebody that you're training and teaching to walk that out as well. But they're made after the image and likeness of Yahweh Elohim together. One didn't have a lesser spirit than the other. It even wasn't the other way around. The man wasn't walking around, happy wife, happy life. No. I know, I just probably rubbed some things the wrong way there. But they were both equivocally made, equally rather, let me say that, after the image of Yahweh Elohim. They carried the same spirit. Not a different or a lesser spirit, the same spirit. And let me tell you, the same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Acknowledge Christ. All right, that's all I have time for right now. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, and we'll pick back up again next week, where we continue our season on the nature of God, and it will be episode 15. This was episode 14. I hope this has blessed someone today. I encourage you to go back and re-listen to any other videos that I have on this, on the nature of God, because I'm going to continue in this season for a while. But I am Pastor Christopher Harris of Grains of Sand Ministry here in Louisville, Kentucky. Reach out to us on Facebook. We are on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. And go ahead and like our YouTube page, subscribe as a member, and continue to get all the content that we're putting out. Working on podcasts right now, working on a few other irons in the fire too as well that I will be giving details about those soon. But listen, you all have a great day, a wonderful day. Know that you're loved. Know that everything you need is in the seed. Like produces like. You were made after the likeness and image of Yahweh Elohim, nothing less. And if you're living less, it's because you probably don't know. So I am sent to tell you the good news. And the good news is this, is that Jesus has made his way into everyone's delusional darkness about who they are. The darkness is this. When they said, I have to eat this to become that. If I want to be more like Yahweh Elohim over here, I have to partake of this external resource to do it. Therein lies the darkness. And it is still the same today. Still the same today. Listen, the sooner you believe in the union that's been given you, the better off you'll be and the more you will start to walk this out, because that's what grace is. All right, I'm quitting. Have a great day. Know that you're loved. Take care.